In hockey, goals are supposed to be hard. They're supposed to be negotiated, earned, fought over. But every once in a while, a game stops being a hockey game and turns into a man discovering a cheat code in public. Tonight, Red Berenson, 6 goals on the road, and somehow that's not even the whole story. Welcome back to the Blue 100. This is episode 4, and our lens today is the number 30 Blue, Red Berenson, November 7th, 1968, at the Spectrum in Philadelphia. St. Louis 8, Philadelphia 0. Today's idea: sometimes greatness isn't gradual. Sometimes it just shows up, kicks the door in, and scores again. And again. Red Berenson was the kind of player whose name sounds like an alias. Like, if you asked a spy for his real identity, and he went, Red Berenson. But it wasn't an alias. It was real. And it stuck. Born in Regina, Saskatchewan, Berenson becomes a high-skill center in the NHL. Smart routes, quick release, and the kind of confidence that looks accidental until you realize it isn't. By the time he gets to St. Louis, the Blues are still new money, expansion era fresh, trying to build habits, build structure, and build an identity that's bigger than, hey, we exist. Red becomes one of the faces of that. A top-line engine who can score in bunches and also make the game feel simple. And on this night in Philadelphia, he turns bunches into historical documentation. Here's the setup. St. Louis comes in at 6-5-1. Philadelphia is 3-7-2, which means this is the exact kind of game where you don't want to do anything stupid. Just be professional, get your points, catch the train. And Red, by his own memory, wasn't even thinking historic night. He was thinking relief, because when he scores the first goal, he remembers telling himself, "Thank God I can still score." And that's the headspace he's in. Not domination, not legend. Just, please, let me still be me. First period, the door opens. Late in the first period, at 16:42, the Blues finally break it. Red Berenson, assisted by Ab McDonald and Noah Picard. 1-0 St. Louis. And at the time, it's just a goal. A normal goal. A goal that makes you breathe again. But now the Flyers have a problem. They didn't stop Red early. And Red's the kind of guy who treats early like a warning label. Second period, okay, this is different. In the second period, the game turns into a runaway truck with the steering wheel missing. At 10:26, Red, again, 2-0. 4 minutes later, Red, again, assisted by Camille Henry and Noel Picard, 3-0. 30 seconds later, Red, again, assisted by Camille Henry, 4-0. 1935, 4 minutes later, Red, again, assisted by Bill McCreary, 5-0. Well, that's 4 goals in the second period. In the middle of it hits like a flash flood. At intermission, the score isn't St. Louis versus Philadelphia. It's Red Berenson 5, Flyers 0. And if you're Philadelphia, you're sitting there like, do we cover him? And the answer is yes, in paperwork, with an investigation. In the third period, the night becomes official. The third period opens, and the Blues keep adding weight. At 3:46, Terry Crisp makes it 6-0, assisted by Gary Saborin. At 9:59, Camille Henry scores, assisted by Ab McDonald and Berenson, 7-0. And now Red has 5 goals and an assist on the night. And then, just to make sure the record book has no excuses, at 14:04, Berenson scores again, his 6th goal, 8-0. 6 goals, 1 assist. The Flyers are out of oxygen. The Spectrum is basically watching a live historical exhibit. And Berenson finishes the night with 6 goals, 1 assist, 7 points on 10 shots. That's 60% shooting. He has a +7 plus-minus, and the game winner in an 8-0 game, which is the funniest stat in the world. It's like receiving the Clutch Moment Award in a landslide election. This game isn't just 6 goals. It's what it does to the room. Because expansion hockey is about habits, not vibes, not destiny, not speeches. Habits. And nothing teaches belief like proof. Red doesn't just win a game. He removes doubt from the building. And the crazy thing is, he doesn't even make it mystical. Later, talking about it, Berenson's explanation is almost unfairly simple. Quote, I just thought I was lucky, and I was having a good game, unquote. That's the tone, not prophecy, not I knew I had it, just the universe blinked first. And while Red is doing all that, Jock Plant is quietly putting up a masterpiece behind him. 26 saves on 26 shots. Shutout. That matters because a blowout can still be messy. This wasn't messy. This was clean. Philadelphia goalie Doug Favell takes the full night. 8 goals allowed on 30 shots. Which is the kind of stat line that makes you want to fake an illness and move to another sport. After the game, you can imagine the questions. How did this happen? Did you feel it coming? Are you aware that you just committed a crime? And Red, again, is all understatement. From the moment the first goal goes in, he remembers thinking, thank God I can still score. And years later, he looks back on the night with the same energy. I just thought I was lucky and I was having a good game. There's always this detail that cracks me up. The crowd wanted more. They wanted 7. They wanted history to go all the way. This was a road crowd in Philadelphia. Berenson later said he couldn't believe they actually wanted him to keep scoring, because that's what this became. Not a contest, a live audience, watching the ceiling get raised. The 6-goal game doesn't just sit there as a weird one-off. That season becomes Berenson's best offensive year. 35 goals, 82 points. A real I'm not done statement to the league. And the moment stays rare. Still rare. Only a tiny handful of players have ever scored 6 in an NHL game. And Berenson is still remembered as the guy who did it on the road, which feels harder, because it is. Red Berenson plays 17 NHL seasons and finishes with 987 games, 261 goals, 391 assists, 658 points, and 6 times All-Star. He played for Team Canada in the 1972 Summit Series, and then, here's the big second act, he becomes one of the defining figures in college hockey. At the University of Michigan, Berenson builds a powerhouse, 11 Frozen Fours, 2 NCAA championships, and decades of relevance. In 2018, he's inducted into the U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame. So the legacy isn't just 6-goal night. It's the full arc. Player, captain type, culture guy, builder, teacher. A life in hockey that doesn't burn out. It expands. That's Blue 4, the number 30 blue, Red Berenson. In the night St. Louis walked into Philadelphia and left with an 8-0 win. Powered by 6 goals from one human being. Next time, we move the camera behind the team to the man who made sure Historic didn't get spoiled by a random bounce. Because Blue 5 is Jock Plant, the number 81 blue, the shutout, and one of the most important goalies who ever lived. Next episode, Jock Plant, a goalie so influential, he didn't just stop pucks. He changed what the position was allowed to be. And on the same night Red Berenson scored 6, Plant quietly posted a 26 save shutout, like it was a normal Thursday. And that's going to be Blue 5, the calm behind the storm. Well, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.